The atmospheric processors hummed their monotonous song as Oscar stepped off the colony transport onto the rust-colored soil of Kepler 442b. The journey had taken 18 months in cryosleep, and his legs still trembled from the neural reactivation sequence. He adjusted the pressure suit's collar, watching the settlement shimmer in the distance through the planet's thick, copper-tinged atmosphere. "Welcome to New Meridian," the settlement AI announced through his helmet comm. "Population 2,847. Oxygen content 89%, Earth normal. Gravity 1.3 G. Please proceed to Residential Unit 7 Delta for acclimatization." Oscar had signed up for the Kepler Colonial Initiative expecting solitude and scientific opportunity. The brochure promised untouched alien ecosystems, research grants, and a chance to contribute to humanity's first successful exoplanetary settlement. What it hadn't mentioned was the demographic anomaly. As he trudged through the settlement's main corridor, a pressurized tube connecting the residential domes, Oscar noticed them. Women, dozens of them, standing at observation windows, pausing in doorways, clustering in small groups. But something was wrong. Their movements were too synchronized, their postures too identical. Each one turned to watch him pass with the exact same tilt of the head, the same slight parting of lips. "Unit 7 Delta," he muttered, checking his wrist display. 3 more corridors. His assigned neighbor greeted him at the residential hub junction. She was tall, with sharp features, and eyes that seemed to catch the light in unusual ways, reflective, almost crystalline. "Oscar Chen," she said, her voice pleasant, but somehow lacking the natural variation of human speech. "I'm Orla, Unit 7 Epsilon, adjacent to yours. The Settlement Committee assigned me as your orientation liaison." "Pleased to meet you," Oscar replied, extending his hand. Her grip was firm, cold, and held exactly 2 seconds before releasing, the textbook definition of a professional handshake. "I've prepared a comprehensive briefing on settlement protocols," Orla continued. "Atmospheric safety procedures, hydroponic schedules, communication arrays, and social integration parameters." "Social integration parameters?" "Yes. It's important you understand the settlement's unique composition." She gestured for him to follow her into a common area. Through the transparent aluminum viewport, Kepler 442b's 3 moons hung in the purple twilight. "New Meridian has an unusual ratio. Currently, you are one of 17 human males. The remaining population consists of 2,830 individuals of the Vrin species." Oscar stopped walking. "The Vrin? I thought this was a human colony." "It is, technically." Orla's expression didn't change, but something flickered in those crystalline eyes. "The Vrin are a symbiotic species. We require minimal resources, possess advanced biotechnological capabilities, and excel at terraforming operations. Humanity partnered with us 70 years ago. This settlement is a joint venture." "And you all present as women?" "We adapt our morphology to facilitate comfortable cohabitation with our partner species. Humans respond more positively to familiar forms." She paused. "You're disturbed." "I'm surprised." "The recruitment materials didn't mention—" "They rarely do. Humans exhibit bias against full disclosure. Your species prefers gradual revelation." Orla's head tilted again, that same precise angle he'd seen in the corridor. "We've been watching you, Oscar. All of us. Since your transport entered orbit 3 days ago." A chill ran down Oscar's spine despite the climate-controlled environment. "Watching me? Why?" "Because you're a xenobiologist. Your research on cross-species symbiotic relationships is exactly what we need." Orla stepped closer, and Oscar noticed for the first time that her skin had a faint iridescence, like oil on water. "The Vrin are dying, Oscar. Our homeworld was consumed by its star 2 centuries ago. We've scattered across the galaxy, partnering with other species, but each generation becomes weaker." We need genetic diversity, new biological templates, fresh perspectives on survival. What does that have to do with me? Everything. The word came not from Orla, but from behind him. Oscar turned to find 3 more Vryn women identical in posture and expression. We don't just terraform planets, one of them said. We terraform relationships, connections, evolution itself. Oscar's hand moved instinctively toward the emergency beacon on his suit. This is insane. You can't just— We're not forcing anything, Orla interrupted, her voice softer now. We're asking. That's why we watch. We're trying to understand you, to see if coexistence is truly possible or if we're simply prolonging our extinction. The other Vryn had formed a loose circle around him, not threatening, but present, watching, always watching. Your research, Orla continued, pulling up a holographic display from her wrist unit. Oscar's own published papers floated in the air between them. You theorize that successful symbiosis requires mutual vulnerability, that both species must risk themselves to create something new. We've read everything you've written. We believe you might be right. Oscar stared at his own words, hovering in alien technology. He'd written those papers in the safety of Earth universities, never imagining they'd be tested in such a direct, unsettling way. What are you asking me to do? Live here, work with us, study us as we study you. Share your knowledge of Earth biology, and we'll share ours of Vryn biotechnology. No coercion, no deception beyond what was necessary to get you here. Orla's crystalline eyes met his. In 5 years you can leave, or you can stay and help us find a way for 2 species to truly coexist. The settlement hummed around them. Through the viewport, Kepler 442b's alien landscape stretched endlessly, beautiful and hostile and strange. Oscar thought about the 18 months in cryosleep, the burned bridges on Earth, the desperate hope that had driven him across the stars. And if I refuse? Then we take you home. No harm, no debt. Orla extended her hand again. But we're hoping you'll stay. We need someone who sees symbiosis not as conquest, but as transformation. Someone brave enough to be watched, to be studied, to be vulnerable. Oscar looked at the circle of alien faces, each one watching with that same intense, peculiar focus. Not predatory, not threatening, just deeply, profoundly curious. He took Orla's hand. I'll stay, he said. But we do this as equals, partners. No more secrets. For the first time, something like a genuine smile crossed Orla's face. Around the circle, the other Vryn's expressions shifted in perfect synchronization. Relief, hope, and something that might have been joy. Partners, Orla agreed. Welcome to New Meridian, Oscar Chen. Your real orientation begins tomorrow. As she led him toward his quarters, Oscar noticed the watching eyes had multiplied. Hundreds of Vryn women lined the corridors now, all observing, all waiting to see what this strange new symbiosis might become. He'd come to a new planet seeking discovery. He'd found it, and it had been watching him all along.